The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Mr. Patrick Tay.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I rise in support of the bill. Under the current Act, the Competition Commission of Singapore may, upon entering premises in pursuance to Section 64 or 65 of the Act, require any person on the premises to produce documents relating to the investigation and provide an explanation of the said documents. Beyond the ambit of Section 64 and 65 of the Act, where other information relating to the investigation is required, Section 63 of the Act provides that the Commission may, by notice in writing to any person, require that person to produce to the Commission specified information relating to the investigation. Section 63(2) of the Act further provides that such notice shall indicate the subject matter and purposes of the investigation and the nature of the offences under Section 75 to 78 of the Act in the event where the person served with the Section 63 notice fails to comply with the notice. This bill proposes to amend this position by allowing the Commission's officers to orally examine any person on the premises which they have entered pursuant to Section 64 or 65 of the Act, so long as the person appears to be acquainted with the facts and circumstances relevant to the investigation being carried out, and require the person to answer any question relating to the investigation, essentially doing away the need to serve the Section 63 notice on the person examined. According to the Commission, the aim of the proposed amendment is not to expand the investigative powers of the Commission, but to streamline the process of service of the documents during inspections and searches under Section 65 and 64 of the Act, to allow the Commission to conduct its inspections in a more efficient manner, thereby minimizing potential disruption to the business. The pursuit of higher efficiency in investigations has to be balanced against safeguards to ensure that due process is being carried out. I have some areas of concern which I would like to raise in relation to the proposed amendment. First, given that the proposed changes have been introduced taking into account the Commission's practical experience in enforcing the Act, would the Minister be able to share examples of how the need for service of the Section 63 notice on the person to be examined at the premises entered into pursuant to Section 64 or 65 of the Act has caused inefficiency to the investigation process or caused disruption to the businesses being investigated? Second, while the doing away of the requirement to serve the Section 63 notice on the person to be examined, what safeguards are in place to ensure that the person being examined is sufficiently informed of the subject matter and purposes of the investigation? Third, under Regulation 23 of the Competition Regulations 2007, a person required by the Commission under Section 63 of the Act to provide specified information or an explanation of a specified document in person may be accompanied by a professional legal advisor. Would a person being examined at the premises by the Commission's officers under the proposed amendment be allowed to request to be accompanied by a professional legal advisor? Fourth, under the proposed amendment, the investigating officers may require the individual being examined to answer any question relating to the investigation. What safeguards are in place to ensure that the officers do not go beyond the allowed scope of examination? Lastly, what safeguards are in place to ensure that the statements made by the person being examined are properly recorded, given that the Commission will rely on these recorded statements in deciding whether the Act has been infringed?